Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. Listen, guys, it's not over. I'm not even going to waste any time letting you guys know this. Straight up, people are so emotional. It's fucking crazy. It kind of rattles me. I won't lie. Like, just watching the so-called leaders of our space, every single time we see any sort of red, they start crying, they start praying, they start quitting, they start saying all this stuff. And some of it's real. Like, I'm going to share something with you guys in a second, but no, it is not over. I just sort of put this title here as clickbait. I know some idiot's going to be in the comments later being like, the Brown Gent's paper handed. No, I'm not paper handing anything. Yo, bring the pain on. I'm in spot. Do your worst. If something happens, so be it. I don't think we're close to the end of the cycle. That's just the reality of it, okay? Just stop listening to idiots who don't know how to make money. The people who are sitting here crying are the ones who charge hundreds of dollars for private groups that adds zero value. I'll share an example very soon. So with that being said, guys, as you know, this is an Ask Me Anything. Feel free to ask me any questions you may have. I know a lot of you love to come into my videos when I'm talking about other things, very specific topics. And you're like, yeah, the Brown Gent's talking about Jupiter, but can you talk about, NFTs today or something? Like, no. Now is your chance. You got a question? Put it in the chat. I'll answer it for you if I can. Now, that being said, guys, help me grow my following. I saw some guy on Twitter complaining that he's been on Twitter for a few months and he wasn't able to get 1,000 followers. The guy was stuttering. The guy had no actual real posts of value. And you're just like, no, you just got to show up and get the results. No, the idea here is you grind. So, hey, if I add value, hit the like button. If I add value, share the video. If I add value, subscribe to the channel. If I don't, then hit the X button. I don't really care. I want the people in here that think I add value or that can tell me how I can add more value. That being said, make sure you follow me on all socials. I got a new little friend here. I got a little new pudgy penguin. Got it at a discount. It's even more discounted now, let me tell you. Also, you can see here my little crew: Bitcoin Puppet, Mad Lad, Penguin, ASC, Sloth, and Azuki. But make sure you follow me on Twitter. My portfolio and all my other wallets are taking a massive beating. So be it. This too will pass. And if you want extra coaching, guidance, and support, I got my services linked below. Now, let me tell you something. Today, everyone's been talking about DeepSeek AI. Very quick TLDR. Basically, what the market is speculating now is that they overpriced NVIDIA and OpenAI technology. They're realizing that AI is a lot cheaper than it normally would be. So the market is trying to price it in. You know the crazy part? And I was sharing this with somebody I really respect. His name is Jackus. But I was telling him, I'm like, dude, AIXBT posted this on Twitter 3 weeks ago and no one cared. But for some reason, when the market makers need a narrative to send the charts, now they're looking for any rational reason, right? And every single time, every cycle, China comes out and says something. They do something to ruin our bags. Last cycle, first it was the pandemic, and then it was the banning of Bitcoin every month. Every time we would forget, hey guys, we're banning Bitcoin again. I know we banned it 4 times already, but we're gonna ban it for the 5th time. And now it's this DeepSeek AI. And ironically, after people were using it, they banned people who are not Chinese from activating DeepSeek. So very interesting. I think it's a nothing burger. And the reality is the market's really priced this in. Just take a look at NVIDIA. Got hammered down 17%. NVIDIA is a massive part of the indexes. And you can see over here, if we look year to date, not year to date because we're in January, but just take a look at the pricing. We go back all the way to the September, October price for NVIDIA. So it speaks a lot to how many months of growth we have reversed in just one day, obviously on the back of this news. Now, if you are a stock investor, maybe it's not a bad time to pick up some NVIDIA on the dip. But I love investing in crypto. Why? Because of the asymmetric rewards. Here's the reality. NVIDIA is going to get us a couple bucks. right? Crypto's gonna get us thousands, millions perhaps of dollars. I'm putting my money in crypto. I'm not even going to touch stocks right now. The only stocks I'm touching are Tesla, which I've sold the majority of, Coinbase, which I'm disgusted by. We'll talk about that later, but it is what it is. Now you take a look at crypto. Crypto's actually started to recover. Now you're probably like, recover how? Well, if you were here an hour ago, Ethereum was like 3,000 something, Sol was 225, Bitcoin was like 98K or something, right? So these are coming back up. There's a bounce. Now people are like, is this a temporary bounce? Don't know. But let's just talk about the cycle again. I know I love this chart. Here's something I want you guys to know. Different coins are at different levels of this chart. I truly believe coins like Ethereum are actually in the optimism stage, between optimism and belief, right? Every time we get to 4,000, we're starting to trigger this belief for the run to euphoria. But then we sort of break down back to optimism. Then again, I look at Bitcoin and I think we're more on the thrill side. Like Bitcoin, it has had the majority of its run. I'm going to give you a sort of quick story time. And the reason for that is back in 2022? Yeah, back in 22, I was in Copenhagen. I was there for a conference. And I was telling one of my colleagues, I'm like, yo, dude, I am literally going to be, no, it wasn't 22, sorry. It was February of 23. And I was telling him, I'm like, dude, I am literally putting every single paycheck into Bitcoin. And he was like calling me crazy because he was a equity investor. That guy's still working at the same job. I'm not anymore. I was able to basically retire, right? And I remember like 2 months before I retired, he's like, dude, I can't believe how lucky you got. I'm like, yeah, man, I got lucky buying Bitcoin between 15 and 20,000 US, right? Like just take a look at how far we've come with Bitcoin. And the reason people don't recognize this is because most people aren't in Bitcoin, right? You take a look over here in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is literally sitting, in this range. We went from like, 15 to 25K all the way up 16,000. Let me just get the price range. Stupid thing over here. Let's just get the price range. So February 14th, they usually do this stupid conference on Valentine's Day. So we go up here, right? You see that? About 400%. Absolutely insane. Now that's a true cycle move. Now, is there some more upside on Bitcoin? Yeah, for sure. Likely maybe another like 1.5 to 2x left in it. I don't think much more at that. But you look at Ethereum, Ethereum's a joke. Like we still haven't even gotten to price discovery. That purple line up here represents our previous all-time high last cycle, right? So then this is 2021 November. Now, we've come in here to the 4,000 multiple times. You can see like these ranges. Guys, look at my previous videos. I don't change these boxes. This box has still existed. And guess what? It's not magic. We continue to test this range, right? We're just back here. Test again December twice. Remember, guys, you look at these things, they're like an army, right? So there's so many sell orders over here. Push down, push down, push down. Eventually, we will have depleted all the sell orders here and we will break through this wall. But right now we really have to hold this demand, ideally not breaking below the low of the year, which is 2914, right? That's the low that we have. Luckily, we've only wicked down about 3,000. Hopefully we don't go that much further down. Obviously, let's just be honest with you guys. Having been in these cycles, at a certain point, we've got to call it, right? Like Ethereum can't just sit here and range bound forever. So that's the thing I want to be very clear with you. At some point, we've got to call a spade a spade. Could it be a longer cycle? Perhaps. We don't know, right? Like, I don't want to say this time is different. So at some point, Ethereum's got to make a move. Hopefully it comes soon. Hopefully this might be the last scam wicks that we see. One of the things I'll tell you as somebody who's been in here 3 cycles, and I'll share my story some other time, the full story of everything I've been through here, you get used to the manipulation. You get used to, hey, like make this extreme fear, this extreme scenario where they want people to give up, quit, get stabled up, and then they send. The more people they can do that to, the better, because their goal is not to make you rich. It's to make you chase. If you aren't chasing, who's going to buy from them at the top? They need people, more people out of the market. And because crypto has become so much more consensus, it's gotten so much harder to shake people, because now people were like, well, I know someone's going to come save me. There's like an experiment of like, you know, if there was like a rat or whatever, that if you like grab it every 5 minutes, it would know in 5 minutes you're going to come save it. So it wouldn't give up. I forget what study it was. Like if you throw a rat in a pool or whatever. Same thing here. People know if I hold on long enough, crypto's going to send. But if they make you wait long enough, you know what's going to happen? People are just going to say, hey, it's just not going to happen. I'm so sick and tired of losing money. Maybe I'll just jump into meme coins or jump into whatever else. And it is what it is. So, guys, hold still. Don't be like Philocone. Philocone is somebody who I had paid for their like, so they teach, what's it called? Elliott Wave Theory. I joined his group for that. The guy literally told his entire group tonight, like he posted this after, he told the entire group he was selling and he was just out. Now he says a lot of bullshit on Twitter, but this one is real. Like he said, hey, I'm up 5.8 mil, which is obviously nice, right? Every video he had prior was like, guys, we're going to go so much higher. We're going to go so much higher. Don't sell anything, blah, 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 blah. And then basically told everyone randomly, hey, by the way, I just sold everything. I'm out. You guys have a great cycle, blah, 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 blah. And now everyone's sitting here like, oh, do we sell? Do we sell? Okay, I'm just cutting. And by the way, this is when, you know, ETH was 3,000. Bitcoin was 98K. Sol was like 220. I mean, hey, maybe he's right. I doubt it. But like, here's the thing. What I learned here, and this is why I have a hard time believing like some people's expertise here, is like he may be an expert on Elliott Wave Theory, but he's not an expert when it comes to the markets. Because if you are trying to time and save a few percent, like 10% on a move, why would you risk your entire bull run? What happens if the market just sends without him? Is he going to chase? So what? You just end up losing more. Like it's not, I would never recommend this strategy. If I exit here, I'm not looking to re-enter. I would never look to re-enter again. And like my goal is, okay, great. I'm out of the market. I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm not lucky, because if you're looking at the market and then the market now jumps and, you know, let's say next week Sol's 300 and ETH is 5K, you know, we could dream, can't we? Well, what's he going to do? Is he going to just sit on his hands? Like, this is how you miss the true moves. And I can't believe he told his group to do it. And the thing is, he also like would lie all the time to other people. So now people are like, they don't know if he's was a crying wolf or whatever, you know? It's just absurd. Never know when you're for real or joking, kind of sucks. Bottom is in, this comment deleted. Good for you managing risk, funny comment section. Make sure you don't regret it. Relax, he isn't selling. No, this Talib's wrong. He actually did sell. He posted this thing, but it is what it is. Now, guys, let's just say this. I like Stimmy Days. If you have done any sort of base AI, make sure you go and claim your Venice airdrop. I'm saying this now so you can sell it before everyone else does. So you go on, you know, Venice, you go like their tokenomics, basically, you look at the airdrop. 50% of total supply is airdropped. If you're an active Venice user, which I wasn't, but if you had virtuals, if you're on Arrow, Degen, any of these, you got some nice airdrops, you got a nice stimulus package. And I believe the token last I checked is worth $20. It might have dropped since. Not bad. But yeah, man, Philocone is wild. I see somebody commenting his TA is rudimentary at best. No, I agree. The thing was, I joined to learn about Elliott Wave Theory because it is definitely a huge hole in what I do. And then I just saw him drawing random lines, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I could draw the lines he was doing, and I'm like, and the thing is, you pay like for 6 months at a time, so it is what it is, right? So what's nice is, you know, the market has started to rebound, like slightly. Things I have been buying on the dips. Anon, probably the number one buy that I've been doing. Ethereum, as you know, virtual as well. So I have a couple of wallets with virtual. One of my wallets I got to 10K, which is nice. That's coming back. I haven't touched AI16Z. I think this thing is a goner for now, at least. Shaw's got to do something. Maybe they do their rebrand, their relaunch. Maybe Fartcoin. I'm seeing a lot of negativity on the timeline about this. I don't really know. Pengu has been getting crushed despite abstract. I think part of it also is like they didn't set up a proper bridge to bridge over your Pengu. I know Crypto Cove and a lot of other people were complaining that that's an issue. And also, guys, I was buying Solana as well. As you know, last week I have been, you guys know I have this like borrow lend strategy, right? So basically, or lend borrow strategy. What I do is I lend out my SOL, I borrow stable coins, and then what I do is I buy other tokens. What I did was I bought a bunch of SOL with it. And when SOL went to like 240, 260, 280, 290, I was just like dump. I cleared all of it last time, paid off on my debt, got a bunch of stables extra. And then during these dips, I've been buying. Let me tell you what else I'm doing. I have been pivoting my strategy slightly in that I want to create a cash reserve that I won't touch. Like, it sounds weird because I'm still onboarding crypto through buying Ethereum and Coinbase, but I have USDC on the side. What I do is like, let's say I buy like $5,000 worth of SOL, right? So I'm just showing you an example. I'll go on to Jupiter. I'll buy $5,000 worth of SOL, right? Right now, SOL is sitting at a price of 234. Let me just refresh this to make sure it's correct. Okay. SOL is sitting at a price of 234. Okay. Put $5,000 into SOL here. SOL goes to 240. I will then sell it back. And because this is a swing position, of course, right? I will take everything over the $5,000 and send it to another wallet. And then what I do is I stockpile a bunch of stable coins. I've been doing this for the last couple of days. I've got I've got 2 wallets with 5 figures and 3 wallets with 4 figures, which is like, a couple thousand each. Because I link them to specific wallets because I don't want to mix up my funds for obvious reasons, okay? But that's something you can consider doing because the thing here is, this is not a market where you get paid to just hold it. Things aren't great. If you held SOL the entire time, in a normal market, you would have made a lot of money. In this market, it chopped so many times that it's not worth it so much. As long as you have a steady position. I already have a massive bag of Solana tokens that I will not be selling. This is all the stuff on top of it that I'm using, the flexibility to do this. So I hope that makes sense. A couple other things I want to sort of bring up here. So we went through the SOL chart, but look at Pudgy Penguins. Absolutely dummied in the last 2 hours. Went from 16 or 15.8 SOL to 13.65. In fact, the FUD started literally 2 days ago when Kooks posted that they weren't getting an airdrop on Abstract, and it went from like 19 ETH all the way to 15. Luca came back and said he's an idiot. Don't believe him, basically. Went back to 17. I bought an NFT here at 16.8. I bought like a Mythic or whatever. Didn't want to sell it because I'm like, hey, I sold my Pudgy 3 weeks ago for 24 ETH at a 5 like ETH profit or whatever, 24.5. 5 ETH profit, not bad, right? But now it's like dumped at 13.68. So if you're looking, to acquire a Pudgy Penguin, not a bad time, although it's still a little higher than where we were in the elections. But we've retraced this entire move. Like, this is insane. There are some people who bought a Pudgy at 34 ETH. It's wild to me. But you can see here, like, once the market goes bullish again, I expect it to go up. Okay. But yeah, very, very interesting opportunity. And also very clear that the NFT market is not really taken off yet. That being said, part of this has to do with Abstract launching today. So this has been a bit of a buggy launch. A lot of people having issues. Do not link your wallet yet. It'll cost you like a couple $100 if you do. I know people have done that. It's bad. But if you go on the app and you do the stuff, you can fund your wallet through Jumper Exchange. You just got to select a individual wallet, which is sort of what I was able to do. I will make a guide video on this in the future, so don't worry about that. Now, guys, one thing I also want to I want to bring up here is Kaito. This is one of my least viewed videos, and let me tell you something. I make this video not for me, but for you guys. The reason I say that is it is in my best interest for none of you to do this because you will be taking away from my bags, right? Let's just be straight up here. Now, I believe that everyone should focus on building a brand. I think it's very important, building a social media brand or whatever. Here's the thing though. I posted a tweet recently on how you can actually increase your yaps. Like my yaps, right? I always feel the need to refresh it, but my yaps are sitting around 41.13, got 14.3 in the last 24 hours. So very, very simple way to do this. I'm going to share that in a quick second just for you guys to know, and then we'll go in the questions. The reason I tell you guys to also focus on this is going to be, highly bribable by projects. There's a DAO that's being spun up to sell yaps as well. I believe the current market rate for a yap is $5 per week. So it's not bad. Like $200 a week is not bad. Obviously, it's highly dilutive. So, maybe over time it'll be worth less. We'll see. It's truly like great way of marketing. But what I do is I use the pro Twitter, and I basically created a list of yappers to engage with. So I click on this. Oh, no, damn, I screwed it up. Why is this not working? Oh, damn. So basically what I do is it's the actual word. I'm going to just refresh this. What I do is I will look at the people I have in the yapper list. Come on. All right, I'm gonna go find that stupid list. But basically what I do is I look at the yapper list and I basically go and make sure I engage and leave insightful comments on their tweets within the first 1 to 2 hours. Because what happens is like you'll be able to get very good engagement. And let me tell you something. I would spend hours like creating like tweets, but ever since I made this list and I just go in here and engage with these yappers or engage people who are emerging yappers, like usually like between 10 to 20,000 size followers, way better metrics for my yaps numbers, as you can see, right? If I look at this, I was getting 0 for the last 3 weeks prior to this. And let me show you like my profile, right? Like posting a bunch of things over here. It doesn't matter how many likes you get, impressions. I got one with like 50 or 100 something retweets, and still it didn't matter. Got 0 yaps. So that's why it's so important to just make sure that you follow the strategy if you truly are interested. Where is this stupid thing? I'm going to show you this one tweet because like it's wild, right? Like you can have all the likes and retweets and whatever. None of it matters if people aren't seeing it, and you want the inner circle to see it. You want people who are getting yaps to see it too. Oh God. Hope I'm not making anyone dizzy by going so fast through this stupid thing. It was man. See, what I want to show you is I've been posting so much. This is like the last week of tweets, right? 0 yaps, just to make it very, very clear to you guys, okay? So it should be like literally right here or something. I don't know. Anyways, it is what it is. Okay, so let's get to the comments question. What's going on? All right, Haitian Buffet. People need to have bags of stables laying around for times like these. You know what? You can have that. So I don't. Here's what I do. Like I said, any stables I have, they're now no longer going to be put into the ecosystem. That's just profit I'm accumulating. If you have a bag full of your majors like Sol and ETH, you're able to borrow against them and then buy during times like this. So this is exactly why I go through that strategy, and I only do it on dips. GMSV Brown Gent, how's it going? Knucking futs. I see. 100% is just media market manipulation. Yeah. It's insane that like the media tries so hard to screw us, right? Like you'd think that they'd want to help, but literally everything they do is like detrimental. And this is exactly why we don't trust the mainstream media. They are trying to get people to sell. Yeah, 100%. They need people to sell, right? Because what market makers do is they need to accumulate so they can distribute. If they don't accumulate at lower prices, they don't want to be paying higher prices for these tokens. They need to buy them at lower prices. So what they do is they cause the markets to sell off. They buy the tokens. Once they have enough, then they send the thing up so they can then sell their tokens to people. That's the plan, right? Mojo, BTC back above the daily 21 EMA. Yeah, you know what's crazy? If you look at Bitcoin over here as well, I didn't mention this, but on the daily, one of the telltale signs of when the market is actually going to be going into a corrective phase is when Bitcoin breaks the 50 moving average, 50 daily moving average. If you look at the cycles previously, when it was below the 50 moving average, where is this? When it breaks through that, that's when you get the massive correction. You see here, broke slightly, came back, broke through. This is that summer go away, all that stuff. Came back above and then broke through one final time in November. And that is when we got that massive sell-off. Same thing has happened in the other cycle. So I'm glad to see that we're still kind of trending above the 50 MA, right? So now is go time. We got to put up or shut up. You know what I mean? China FUD every bull cycle. Yeah, I know. We got to stop caring what China thinks. Besides, if Bitcoin truly wants, or if US wants to be truly the Bitcoin capital of the world, you know, we got to stop. We got to stop China. If China wants to start, you know, FUD it, good for them. We got to protect our cryptocurrencies. Heard of superposition? And if so, worth farming? No, I have not heard about it. So likely no. By the way, this is where Tau shines because it's open source. Yeah, I got a ton of Tau. Like my AI exposure prior to virtuals was only Tau and Render and some small market cap tokens. Now it's obviously expanded massively, but Tau and Render are still the big two. Would now be a good time to buy a Sol or ETH NFT? Okay, so here's what I would look at. Depends on your portfolio, right? What you never want to do is, because NFTs are somewhat illiquid, unless you're willing to floor them, you want to make sure that you buy something that you can either hold for the appreciation or for the airdrops or whatever. My number one, like the most economic NFT, I believe, is Mad Lads. You can, in fact, they have a Mad Lads VIP program where like it drastically reduces like the spot rate when you're trading. Like I think it's like 10 basis points, like 0.1% swap fee or whatever, and 0.04 or 0.05 maker fee. It's like something weird, right? It's really good, right? But basically, that's probably the number one NFT that I think I would get. Pudgy Penguins is fantastic, obviously, but that's like 40K even at 13 something ETH. Obviously, like if you could do that. Now, Bitcoin, if you're looking at those, there's really like two projects. There's like Bitcoin Puppets and Node Monks. I got 3 Bitcoin Puppets. I got 1 Node Monk. So that should sort of tell you how I view them. I believe they all, I think the Bitcoin Puppets will be worth 1 ETH. I wouldn't touch Quantum Cats. Quantum Cats are overvalued. And they have like a Taproot Wizard airdrop in the future that's priced in. That's why. Okay. Or you can definitely buy some AI coins. The other option is just buy Sol and or ETH and then leverage that, like, you know, smartly, right? Borrow 1/3 against it so that you are protected. Get a stable coins and buy like, you know, an NFT or some AI tokens. Not financial advice. BTC still has around 9 months in comparison to previous cycles. Yeah, it could, but like I said, Bitcoin is on a way different path than the other tokens. Bitcoin is closer to euphoria than anything else, right? Like you look at Bitcoin, it's like sped run this whole thing, which is normal, right? Any NFT suggestions for abstract? There was somebody posting about it. I would be very hesitant. I'm even watching Abstract Cats, which was supposed to mint like hours ago, but they haven't done it yet. Maybe the mint is up now, but there's a lot of charlatans out there looking to scam people. One more thing you guys got to know is Abstract, even though it launched today, the RPC was leaked a couple days ago. So people were getting their money ready a couple days ago, front running things, especially like the meme coins. There's one called PNGO or whatever, or something like that. Like it's supposed to be like a offshoot to the Pengu token. Like maybe it's Pengo, I don't know. But basically that's a scam. There's also like another one that's a honeypot called Buzz. Just be very careful, okay? The more cycles you do, the more you love the dips. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you say that, Jordan, right? Like, I mean, you've been here, so. when you're first getting into it, dips are scary, but if you are aware of what can go wrong, you prepare for these things, right? This is why like things would be way worse for me if I didn't clear my debt at the end of last week and sell. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be worse. I would just feel down. Like last week, I had a 6-figure week and I was able to like profit and keep the money. Whereas now I'm like, fantastic. I can go back to the well. I can accumulate more SOL. In fact, I was talking to my real estate agent. Same thing. He's like, yeah, man. He sold all his SOL at 268 last week, and he was buying it back last night. Like 3 a.m. I got a text message. Like, nice. Obviously not financial advice. Wondering what your take on the Elementals NFT. It's funny you say that. So let's go to Azuki Elementals. 0.347. So I bought one for 0.39 or something, or 0.36, right? So I didn't think it was that bad. So here's the thing. Really depends. Like when these NFTs start flooring, you gotta look at it two ways, right? Are you looking for it to retrace the full move, or are you okay taking this, like taking a lot of the juice out, right? So like let's look at the chart. We go back here. Let's go to all, right? Look how rarely it was below this line, right? The June 20th, August. So this is like the Japanese carry trade, right? Right here. But you see here, like very rarely was it below this line. Now, obviously up here, this is like speculation due to the anime airdrop. But still, I suspect that Azuki Elementals will be worth more than this. And this is basically a beta. Like the way you have to look at this is beta to ETH, right? Because the idea here is if you put the ETH in here, and if the number of ETH doubles, then not only do you get the multiplication on the ETH, but you also get the ETH appreciation as well, right? So there's this, obviously, like if there's an announcement for Azuki Elementals and whatever, then there could be something more, right? So you never really know. I think Azukis are a great collection. Azuki Elementals, Pudgy Penguins, right? I think they're fantastic. If you're looking truly for an NFT that I think you think is going to be worth it, this is the one that I would get. In fact, this is the one that I'm looking to buy probably two more. I'm probably going to find a way to buy two more this week or next week. Hopefully it goes to 6. I don't know. Maybe it won't. This NFT has the 1 out of 1,500 voting power. 1 out of 3,000 voting power, basically, for the entire Kaido voting launchpad, because 50% of the voting power goes to these NFTs. So 0.03%, something like that, is the voting power of each of these NFTs. The amount of value that this is going to generate for people once they turn it on so people can use this, there are DAOs already being created around these NFTs to mass sell the votes, because basically projects will be able to buy marketing from Kaito through this. So that's something to think about. I think these NFTs are significantly undervalued, and these have a clear value proposition, one that's quantifiable. Okay. Was going to buy it 0.42 yesterday and glad I didn't. Yeah, I mean, you never know, right? Because like if today was 0.5, you'd be like, oh man, I wish I did, right? So past few months, this market taught is a trader's market, not a hodl. You hold to like, yeah, well, the problem is, right, there's too much PvP, too many people rotating stuff, and a lot of people rotating into the trenches and getting completely dummied. I saw this guy's tweet yesterday about how I think he was like a kid and he's like 20K in debt or something. Let me just go see. Like it was literally, I must have tweeted in the middle of the night or something. It was sad, but it's just a story that we know so well. It happens all the time because people, here we go. Yeah. Meme coins literally ruined my life, right? Quit Fortnite, moving to college. Basically, his friends got him into meme coins, lent him money and everything. And he just kept trying to play a game that's ultimately rigged, right? My post here was basically, game is rigged. If you don't have an edge, stick to spot. Every big winner, there must be countless losers to balance the side, right? Zero-sum game. And by the way, meme coin markets are tougher because Cabal set everything in their favor. And the remaining people who are not in the Cabals, who are good enough to survive, are highly skilled. They spend 10, 12 hours in trenches. How are you going to outcompete these people? You're not. You're just going to lose your money. In this case, for the traders market, the way I look at this is I have a position that I want to hold, and obviously I have price targets that I cut at, and then I have positions to just buy and flip and flip and flip and flip, and that's how you make a lot of money. He's a total tool. I believe you're talking about Filicon. Yeah, we went through this. Massive buy the dip opportunity. Huge. Yes, buying up Anon too. I know some big names that have been partnering with Daniel. I mean, yeah, Daniel's insane. I would be shocked if Hey Anon is not over 5 to 10 billion market cap at the end of the cycle. Be shocked, right? Like, just to put in perspective, like some of the things he's proposed, right? Like the AI interface. Like right now, if you were to say, hey, like I had my buddy call me last night. He finally got his Ravi wallet, right, in Canada. And I'm like, can you move some ETH over to Base? And he's like, oh, how do I, we went through some process. You got to swap it for Hey Anon, actually, ironically. And I was telling you, imagine an interface that literally you told it like Siri, or hey, whatever, swap this to that. And it literally will find you the best routes, do all the work for you, and make it super easy. And then just actually assign specific transactions. Insane. And that's what sort of the future of DeFi with AI will look like. Why do I think I16Z is a goner? Because Shah won't shut his mouth. And instead of innovating, he's sitting there and ostracizing other people in the community. And I'm not saying it's a goner because, like I said, like my cost basis, my original cost basis I have averaged up was for 60 million, right? What is it, like 700 million right now? But here's the thing. There's nothing special about it right now. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done for AI16 to actually compete with virtuals, especially now that virtual is going over to Solana because Coinbase chose to make these stupid videos harassing people on the streets rather than get them a listing. Started using Camino again, but not for airdrop, doing your free soul borrow. Yeah, perfect. That's awesome. Am I still buying JLP? No. I bought JLP when the market was choppy. I mean, now you can, obviously it's going to outperform, but I would rather just have Sol. You know what I mean? That's the way. Mojo, if you bought the bottom, you would have done quite well. Yeah, I mean, but you could do even better, right? This is my point. Like, you buy, so let's go through your example, right, Mojo? You buy Sol at 10, all right? Fantastic. You bought 100 Sol at 10. Sol then goes to, 250, then goes back to 180. This is where I then, at 180, I then borrowed 30% of my Sol position in stablecoin, USDC. I transferred that stablecoin into Sol, okay? When Sol went to 230, I shaved some. When Sol went to 250, I shaved some. When it went to 270, I shaved some. When it went to 280, I shaved the rest of it, right? And guess what? That profit, that difference, I pocketed. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is what I mean. This is how you take it above and beyond, and you do it in such a safe way. Am I participating in Sui Lend? Yeah, but I don't really have much Sen tokens. I'm just lending out my Sui, borrowing stable coins and buying Sui with it. So yeah, Filicon or whatever his name sucks. If you want good, Blunt's Capital, and All Street Bets. Okay, cool. I'm gonna sort of screenshot this so I can look at them. The thing with Filicon is, right, like a lot of his success came from just having Bitcoin and ETH super early, which is fine, right? Like, got no problem against it. The problem I have is when somebody's super arrogant, right? Like, telling people you're out of the market when you're not. Like, he would tell people in the private group that he's telling people that to fuck with them. Why? Absolutely, like, why? But then now he's like, actually, like, no, he's out. And now people are going crazy because they're like, what, the market's recovering, what do we do? And he's not responding, obviously, but hey, that's what they get for listening to somebody like that. Be Gold, my first crypto cycle. In hindsight, I wish I would have just held Sol. All these memes and other, 100% Be Gold. If you looked at my older videos, right? How many times did I say 80% of your portfolio should be in the highest conviction tokens, right? Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, right? It includes like AI. It includes layer ones like Sui, right? I always put the speculative part of my portfolio at 20%. But hey, whatever. You're still doing way better than most people. So don't worry about it. When will the market restore? Baltic, I wish I had the answer for you. The reality is it will restore when people are shaken out. It needs people to give up and quit. It is what it is, right? Now, you can beat them at their game by not having a time limit, right? So you stay in spot, you have good entries, you don't chase when it goes up, you just wait for something to inevitably dump because it always does, right? Things don't top blast things, just wait. No matter how much you feel like buying something, just wait, right? Or you can, if you need to feel the pain enough times, you can do it. But I would be surprised if by the end of next month we aren't at all-time highs for Ethereum. That's just my prediction. Okay. Evening, best token on Solana in your view? Jupiter. In fact, Jupiter, they had like a acquisition of, what the hell is that stupid asset, Sonar Watch or whatever. Is it Sonar Watch? They burned 30% of the supply. They're doing 50% buybacks on the token. There's so much going on with Jupiter. The team is incredible. I think Parcel is whatever. Like, who cares about real estate? Drift, it's like another DEX. Who cares? Jupiter did everything that Uniswap didn't. And I think Jupiter is Solana in my opinion at this point. Like, they are the king. So that's what it is. And they had Cats and Bull. Like, make sure you watch their videos. It's very, very good. Hey Murray, good morning. Hey, how's it going? It's like 2 a.m. over here. In fact, guys, just so you know, I'm doing this stream right now because this is my last day in this condo. I'm moving to downtown Dubai tomorrow. Paying like pretty much I'm getting a 2 bedrooms. This is a 1 bedroom. Getting a 2 bedroom. It's 10,000 Canadian a night there as well. But it's in the heart of downtown, like the Bay Square. So I get to like so much better. I'll try to take videos and stuff for you guys. What's up with this abstract wallet? Can we import MetaMask? No. So it's basically linked. Do not link it to the thing. Murray, I'm going to make a video about this. So don't pay the fees. It's very expensive right now. What you want to do is you basically want to go on Jumper. So if you go to Jumper right now, right? And let's say you're on like, I don't know. Yeah, let's say you're on, we'll say ETH because I have ETH on ETH right now. And you pick abstract, right? What you do is you click this button over here, send to a different wallet, put the wallet address in, the one you want to put in, and it will send to you the abstract wallet that you have selected. So you can, pick the one that they give you here. Okay. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion, anyways. How's the condo hunting going in Dubai? I already, I bought one already, a pre-construction, but it gets delivered in December 2026. I may flip it. Don't know. But that being said, like, it's gonna make me a ton of money. Like, guys, one of the things I was sharing this with somebody else today as well, like, you get almost 4% on your money over here, like just in interest. Like daily, it's earned. Like, it's insane. Like 4% yearly, but earned daily. Like, it's absolutely insane. So, like, there's so much value to the money that you have. So, like, I'm on a payment plan with the developer. And at any point, like, I can just pay up to 30% and flip it and sell to somebody else for a profit as well. So I will be looking for a long-term stay, but this was just such a great, lucrative opportunity that I couldn't not do it. Mad Lads best deal 10 to 14K. Yeah. So I have 2 Mad Lads. I've been looking at getting 3. Like, such a good NFT. If you guys remember Wormhole, massive airdrop, Sonic launching on SVM. They got $500 allocation. That was pretty good too. These guys get all the airdrops. So if there's anything on Solana, if you got Mad Labs, I think you're solid. In fact, here's the thing: they didn't say anything, but I'd be shocked if Eclipse does an airdrop to Mad Labs because the CEO of Backpack is the CEO of Mad Labs. Like, probably the easiest thing in the world to sort of negotiate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What do you think the bottom price will be for BTC? I don't know. Probably 50K, 40 to 50K maybe. But you don't know, right? Like, I don't think we would ever get back to the 25K price range unless there's like a black swan event or something. One issue why I can't get into NFTs, you can't manage risk, you can't sell a portion. I mean, there's ERC 404s, but those are shit, right? Like, that's where you trade into a token like Morse, right? Morse can do that, right? You can sell a piece of it that way by trading it. Here's the thing though. Completely agree with you, Simple Games, on that aspect. If you have a smaller portfolio, it's hard, right? That's why in the Web3 Secret Society, we did an NFT DAO where people put up different amounts. People put 0.1 ETH, and now they all own a portion of the NFT collection, right? So that's the way that I wanted to help people solve it. But at the same time, here's the thing. NFTs have massive value appreciations, and you can flip them for a lot of money, right? Like, this is why you want to buy them when you believe they're undervalued and sell them when you believe they're overvalued. So when Pudgy Penguins went to 24.5 or ETH last week or 2 weeks ago, I dumped it. It actually went all the way to 28 after. So I was kind of like kicking myself because I had like a sell order set, took a nap or whatever, came back and boom, right? But here's the thing, like, it doesn't matter. Profit is profit. Like, you make a lot of money on these NFTs. And even if I wanted to sell my Mad Labs like 2 weeks ago, I could have sold them for 80 SOL each. One of them I acquired for 50 SOL and the other one 65, like 55 and 65. Still massive profits. So I understand there's a lot more issues with it. It's not as liquid, like you have to floor them, but there's such great demand and you can make a pretty penny if you're willing to hold on to it for slightly longer. There is an upside to it too. Am I still buying Pepe? Yes, I am. I have been buying Pepe. There are too many tokens in the market. Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. People keep saying that, right? But really, most of the tokens that are out in the market are all dog shit. They're all like meme coin garbage. There are some ones that are whatever, but literally, like, most people know not to buy something like, you know, I don't know, like Send, for example, right? Who the hell is buying Send token when they keep buying Sui? You know what I mean? Who's buying Parcel when they could buy like literally any other like top 100, top 50 crypto, right? This is why utility matters so much, and meme coins are such a joke in comparison. Like, look at what happened to Brett. Toshi flipped Brett. Why? Because Toshi is a natural like very well distributed meme on Base. Brett is not. Brett is controlled by like Crash and company. Coinbase basically refused to list them despite all the advertising they were putting on. Like, when I say advertising, this is really like Crash and company, right? Like, there's a guy on the Hustler Casino Live, Wesley, who always wears Brett on Base as a hat because obviously he's got a big bag. He's part of the cabal and he wants to get paid, but nah. Coinbase is not playing by those rules. I don't know why they won't list virtuals, but for Brett, I understand it. And when they listed Toshi 10x'd. There's a reason for that, right? Toshi's now worth more than Brett. Brett went from 22 cents to 7 cents, and I would be shocked if it recovered. Every single one of Crash's plays has gotten destroyed because Crash was forced to sell the majority of his tokens from what I was told. He lost a ton of money on perps. So be it. It is what it is. But hey, you live and you learn. Have I applied to stream on Abstract? Yes, I did a couple days ago. In fact, I was told I would get a fast pass review if I had a Pudgy Penguin. So I was like, yeah, I do. Like, what do you mean? Haven't heard back. Problem is they had 10,000 plus applicants and only 100 spots. But the problem is, here's the thing. I don't want to sound like a douche, but some of the people who are doing it are absolutely fucking boring. They got no personality. Maybe you think I have no personality either. I don't know. But I'm watching these guys and they suck. I think I can do better than these people. You know what I mean? Like I watch this little kid and this girl talking like European. And every time the kid talked, the girl's like, what did you say? What did you say? I don't understand you. What did you say? Can you say it again? I don't understand you. Who the hell is watching this? And then this who gets picked. How do you feel about normies installing Phantom getting dunked on by Trump and then Melania? I mean, look, here's the thing. They're dumb enough to top blast it. That's their fault. They're going to lose either way. Here's the thing. How do the normies get told to install Phantom and get dunked on by Trump? It's because their friends told them to jump in. Their friends basically used them as exit liquidity and didn't properly warn them. This is normal, right? Problem is, there is like all these meme coin extractive bullshits are so bad for the ecosystem, but so many people continue playing that game. I don't play these games. I don't play these stupid games. You know what I mean? I made money off Trump. So be it. Am I sitting here going in the cabal and trying to play the trench games every day? No. I think it's really stupid. And I think most people do it are long-term losers. No, thank you. Do I still believe there's a bull season? Yeah, massively. Like I said, though, you can make money while waiting for the bull season to take off by trading intermittently while we wait. Is it better to buy hay on Solana or Base? Depends. If you already have your money on Solana, then keep it on Solana. If you're somewhere else that's not either of those two, I'd say Base. Here's why. I think I think Sonic might have a better way around it, but Base, Jesse Pollock has basically said or implied there will be some sort of activity-based reward for Base. If you're on Base anyways, or you want to get Base exposure, I'd rather do that. That's where I have my hand on. Brandon, I borrowed more USD on Sui Lend and Navi to buy more Sui. Yes, sweet. Remember, make sure you're being safe with it. I don't want to see you guys get hurt, but if you borrowed like 1/3, right, that's usually the safe spot. Nice. Murray's a stake, no problem. So we borrow stablecoin and tokens that no. So yes. So here's how it works, Rail. Okay. So let me go through an example with you. I wish I had like a way to demonstrate this on a board. Basically, let's imagine that Sol is. Let's bring the chart up. So let's go here. Let's imagine Sol is $200 or 234. Let's say it's 234. Okay. Let's go back a couple days. It was 275 or 280, right? If you believe this is the bottom for Sol, what you could do is you can go to a platform like Camino Finance, right? You can go to like app.camino or whatever. You can lend out your Solana tokens. When you lend out Solana tokens, you will be given the ability to borrow some collateral, right? So you see, I lent out 49 Sol on this one, right? I can go in here and supply like a bit more. So look here, I'll show you an example, okay? Just give me a second. I just gotta turn my ledger on and do some stuff. Okay, we'll just do this right now. I'll show you guys. Okay. So now I'm lending out 109 Sol, okay? I'm going to withdraw this here because it won't let me borrow stable coins otherwise. Just gonna make this clean. Like I said, this is why I cleaned it, because I have so much borrowing power on so many different wallets now because of it. So you see here 25K. Now let's say I wanted, I can go into US, I can go to the main market. I'm lending out that, the 25,000. I can borrow USDC. And even though it says I can borrow 16,424, that would bring my LTV here to 64. I don't want to do that. I would instead borrow like 8,500. That brings my loan to value ratio at about 1/3. That means basically that Sol's price has to like basically go down by 70 or 60% for me to get liquidated. I'm not giving you the exact numbers, but rough, whatever, right? I'll just show you here. I'm gonna borrow here and I'll show you how the math works. It actually calculates it for you, okay? Whatever. So I'll just borrow this here, 8,500. Okay. Now we go here. My liquidation price for Sol, 103. So if Sol goes to 103 and I haven't either added more Sol or paid back some USDC, I get liquidated. But that's a long way from our current price of $235. I can now take this USDC and go to Jupiter and trade it for more Sol, right? I can buy Sol at this price I want to, and then I can use that Sol and deposit it back here to also bring the liquidation price down even more to protect me, right? And then when the price of Sol goes up, I can then say, okay, great. I bought at 234, it goes to 240. I then withdraw the Sol, sell the Sol, pay back the loan, and pocket the profit. You know what I'm saying? This is sort of the way I maneuver. And because of this, I have printed like over 6 figures doing this method, this cycle. So this is sort of the plan that I go through. I'm just gonna pay this back because I don't need it right now. So repay from wallet. And the interest is very minuscule, just so you know. And by the way, you can do this on like ETH, you can do this on Solana, and you do it with your majors because they are subject to less volatility than tokens like Pepe and whatever. Bro, could you provide the link to claim the AI tokens on Base? Are you referring to Venice AI? Sure, I'll put it here and then I'll post it after the fact as well. So here, let me just go into the video, and I've also put it there. So if you want to, if you refresh your page, you'll see it. Okay. Parcel taking strays. Yeah, I mean, somebody asked for Parcel, right? Parcel, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but like, who wants to token, right? Opinion on DeepSeek. I got really no opinion, man. Like, I think AI agents are great. DeepSeek is whatever, you know what I'm saying? Well, we don't really know if it does what it says it does. So I still like AI agents a lot. Maybe the market is dumping so Trump can get his wish. I mean, it could be. I mean, here's the thing. At a certain point, Trump is going to force their hand. So don't forget, we have FOMC in like the Jan 30th and Jan 31st. So that's Thursday and Friday. Okay. So that is this week as well. So there could be more volatility there. Yeah, no problem, Ray. Appreciate it. That is awesome. So easy. Yeah, Mike Bennett, that's exactly the point. In fact, I made a tweet about this like at some point as well. Basically, I shared exactly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go find the tweet. I tweet way too much. I'm going to go find the tweet and put it. It's basically like the summary of that approach. But let me tell you something. A lot of people gatekeep things like this, what truly makes you money. This is why I'm able to airdrop farm and make so much money on top of these airdrops. Imagine right? Imagine Mike, how much money you make when you're also using things like Jupiter. You're getting so much volume in Jupiter, right? If you're bridging your token somewhere else and you're getting your money from Stargate, like layer 0 airdrop. This is why I'm getting these like 4 or 5 figure airdrops, because of all the usage that I do, right? So this is why you get all these extra bonuses on top of everything else. It's not just about airdrop farming. It's finding a way to make these protocols make you a money printer. And that is a fundamental flaw that I see in so many of these airdrop channels. None of these guys are strategic. Most of them aren't, right? Most airdrop people will just tell you, hey, do X, Y, and Z. What I tell you is, hey, let me show you how you can make money, and also how this is going to earn you some airdrops. This is how ZK Sync went for me. This is how like Jupiter went for me. This is how Stargate layer 0 went for me, right? And this is why like I'm just banking so much credit doing this while making money. And when the airdrop happens, fantastic. I make even more money, okay? Philly, is Sonic a good deal right now? I mean, it's fine, but like I'd rather get Sol and ETH. Like I'm going to be honest with you. Guys, when ETH and Sol are undervalued, buy them. Why? Because they are the safest assets with the best rewards, okay? They're the best, like the best risk to reward ratio you can get in the market. Once they are no longer value, like once they are outpriced, once they are overpriced, then you can buy these other tokens. Until then, hammer these home. Because remember, let me tell you, Philip, if you're paying attention, if you buy Sol or ETH, 1/3 of the value of what you buy there can be used to buy things like Sonic. Whereas if you buy Sonic, you can't do the same thing. Sonic is way more volatile. I would never let out Sonic to buy ETH. I would always do it the opposite way. You get what I'm saying? Compounding on compound, that's exactly right. All right, guys, it's been an hour. I need to go to bed. It's 2:30. I got gym in the morning. Got to pack. Get the hell out of here. See you guys. Thanks again for watching so much. Please do me a favor, like all my socials. Definitely follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Good night, everyone. Bye.